What is good? What is good? I am your host, Mikey T, the movie star, the most hated yet anticipated. Back again for some more hip hop news tonight. Some crazy hip hop news. We got some news tonight when it comes to music, as well as when it comes to that street activity. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about 50 Cent. We're going to be talking about 50 Cent's album history, as well as 22G's putting a warning out there to dumb down the diss lyrics. We're going to be tapping into that, as well as speaking on his associate, Nas Blicky. We got a couple topics to speak on in regard to that. Also, I did want to tap in on the lookalike of NBA Youngboy. I want to talk about that tonight, you guys. So there's a couple different things that I want to speak on. DJ Uni in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Steven Rivera in the building. Major salute to you on the tap in, bro. Definitely appreciate it. We've got some things to talk about tonight. Some crazy hip hop news. First in regard to, obviously, I want to say I hope the best for Nas Blicky. You know what I'm saying? I had the opportunity to interview 22G's a few years back, before he actually got associated with Kodak Black. You know what I'm saying? I had the opportunity to sit with 22G's in Brooklyn in one of the project buildings or some shit. He actually had me out and we did an interview, and it was a really dope piece. What a dude, man! I see we got Dallas in the building tonight. My guy Marcus 42 is in the building. Major salute to you. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight, man. Everybody hit that like button on the way in. Share this video as well. Everybody be sure to share this video when you come in here and hit that like button. Just show a little bit of support to the channel, man. It's all appreciated. I appreciate everybody that taps into these videos. What up, my man Boog? Boog. Appreciate you for tapping in, Boog. We got some shit to talk about tonight. But right now we're still in the introduction phase, waiting on just letting people tap into the stream while we get things going here. Appreciate you for tapping in though. Major salute to you for tapping in, man. Some real shit, man. Cause hip hop is going through it right now, especially even if you're a lookalike, right about now, you're gonna be going through some shit. Look what happened to the dude who, how it is. Sometimes a dude will get a little bit famous based off of looking like somebody. You know what I mean? They'll get a little bit of fame. They'll get a little bit of fame. Look at Drake. Look at fake Drake right now. Sometimes in the game when it's easy to look like somebody, you're gonna find many impersonators out there. Hell yeah, you already know, Bug. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I'm gonna keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? Grinding it out to the top. It's the only way. Mikey T, the movie star. I'm here to stay. Major salute to everybody tapped in. So it just kind of made me sick to see that this NBA young boy lookalike, who he had a family, he had friends, he had a career even. You know what I mean? He actually had a career to where he could have made money every day just based off of his social media, you know. But as far as NBA YoungBoy's ops sliding on him, some of NBA YoungBoy's, you know what I mean, people that really did not like him sliding on him, I'm not going to go ahead and put that on anybody. I mean, this man could have been going through his own situation. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to put that on anybody. This guy was an influencer. He was 21 years old. He was well known for looking like NBA YoungBoy. I saw the pictures. To me, they didn't so much look alike. You know what I mean? To me, they didn't so much look alike, but to some people out there who really don't know the rappers like that, they'll buy it. You know what I mean? But then again, I'm pretty sure I saw a fake Drake video a couple weeks back, and I thought it was Drake. I was like, "Oh shit, look at Drake kicking game." I'm like, "Look at Drake actually kicking some game in the club like that." I'm like, "That's how Drake would do it." But then it actually wasn't Drake. I was kind of embarrassed to have thought that fake Drake was actually Drake. Kind of crazy to me, man. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. We got a lot of topics to speak on tonight. We got a lot of topics to speak on. Go ahead, hit that like button, share this video, you guys. Pretty odd that 22Gs sent out the warning to rappers to dumb down the lyrics, like right around the same time or just days before what happened to Nas Blicky. But this isn't new. Rappers have been going through crazy shit from within their crews, even the leader of the crews. You know what I mean? Going through shit. And 22Gs had actually been through it before with his other homie that had passed. You know what I'm saying? Nick Blicky, right? Yeah. So he's been through it in the past, man. Danny boy, I appreciate you for tapping in, man. Hit that like button, share this video, man. Major salute to you, Antoine Brown. Major salute to you on the tap in, brother. Appreciate everybody tapping in, man. We got a couple topics to speak on. 50 Cent has announced his last album. Now the last album I had heard about from 50 Cent, it was supposed to be, correct me if I'm wrong, it was supposed to be the Street King Immortal album. You know what I mean? The SK album, which was weird because he had an SK energy drink or something like that. So I really, just to be 100% honest with you, I was not really all too much feeling the the way that he was marketing that as a fan. Pretty much haven't really been too interested in the way 50 has been marketing his shit for the past few albums, though. With the way he did the Animal Ambition album, it just turned me off that he actually went and promoted each song from the album week by week, pretty much. He went week by week with each of the songs releases, and that really turned me off as a fan. I'm like, are you serious right now? You're going to let me hear the whole album? What point is there then in me purchasing the album for myself? I've heard the whole album on YouTube, song by song, release by release, feature by feature. So to be 100% honest with you guys, I didn't really understand the process of the Animal Ambition album. You guys can let me know in the chat, how did you feel about 50 Cent's Animal Ambition album in regard to all of his others, in regard to Get Rich, The Massacre, Curtis, Before I Self Destruct? My favorite from 50, obviously, Power of the Dollar. Gotta have my Red Bull, you guys. Energy drinks. Last night we were actually talking about Master P's energy drink, which apparently has no sugar. How much sugar's in here? Let me see. 51 grams. I'm no scientist. I don't really know how much 51 grams is of sugar. 51 grams of weed is about 2 ounces, about 5 grams shy of 2 ounces. So that's kind of a lot. You know what I'm saying? I got 51 grams in here, and so I've smoked 51 grams of weed, so I can really tell you that it's a comparable amount of shit. Colossal the Don. He said, "Say it ain't so." 50 Cent's last album. It's a shocker. I won't lie. It's a bit of a shocker. 50 Cent saying it's going to be his last album, right? Is he pretending? Is he trying to rake up some album sales? You know what I mean? Is he trying to, generate some interest in his new album? Because, we've seen him push back other projects, because of a lack of interest. Hell, man. How bad of a time did he have releasing the Curtis album? Let's go back into history, you guys. Let's go back in history. How hard of a time did he have in releasing? How hard of a time did he have in releasing the Curtis album? What did he put out first? He put out Amusement Park first. Amusement Park came out to no success whatsoever. He did not have the same success with Amusement Park that he had with Candy Shop. Even though the songs were themed very similar, please, somebody in the chat tell me who produced Amusement Park. Oh, yeah, we're going to be talking about that. 50 Cent has been getting off heavy with them show themes. 50 Cent has been getting off heavy with the show themes. You know what I'm saying? He's got the new record with Little Durk. What's it called? Power, Powder, Respect, or something like that. Maybe in a different form. He's got the new record with Moneybagg Yo and Snoop Dogg, the BMF theme. So 50's hitting right now when it comes to music, you guys. 50's batting right now. He's got a good average right now when it's coming to music. And I'm wondering if this is what is intriguing 50 to actually release a new album. You know, the fact that his Wish Me Luck and the fact that the Powder record with Little Durk is really taking off. Oh, come on. You're telling me who produced Amusement Park for 50 Cent? Who produced let me see. Music video and performances remix. Damn it, I looked on the wrong thing to find out who produced it. Bad, I will not believe that Dr. Dre produced Amusement Park. You will not get me to believe that. I'm sorry, I will not believe it. Somebody else tell me and let me know. All that said, what was his absolute last album and project release date? I want to say 50 Cent's last album was actually Animal Ambition from 2012, right? Havoc did not produce Amusement Park. Havoc produced Fully Loaded Clip, which was another dud from the Curtis album. I got that Fully Loaded Clip when Jay and Beyonce was kissing. I was cooking 1,000 grams in my kitchen. That was weak. I'm just being real. I'm a 50 Cent fan, but that was another thing that 50 did, going up against Kanye West and producing his first #2 album. Now, when it comes to G Unit facing off with Kanye West, many of you may or may not know Kanye's Late Registration album came out on the same day as Tony Yayo's Thoughts of a Predicate Felon. And Late Registration shot that out of the water. You know what I'm saying? Tony Yayo's did 200,000, 218,000 or something along those lines. And the Kanye West album, Late Registration, which is probably, I guess, I want to say my favorite of Kanye's albums. Butcher me if you want, you guys. Late Registration was probably arguably Kanye's best album, in my opinion. But that album really, it was better than Graduation. That album really kicked ass when it came to actually doing some sales, y'all. So I got to say that Kanye West has actually defeated G Unit 2 times, not once, but 2 times when it comes to the charts, y'all. So that was a very interesting factor to me. Some people might not know that Thoughts of a Predicate Felon actually released against the album Late Registration. But, you know, I kind of actually thought that was a reasoning that 50 Cent said. Yeah, College Dropout is an amazing album. College Dropout's an amazing album. Probably would put that right after. But I love 808s and Heartbreaks as well. You know what I'm saying? Even though Kanye really changed up everything, that was an amazing album. I remember I bought that album for my girl. Yeah, that's right. I really did buy it for my girl, but you know I was banging that shit too because that shit was dope. Mikey T, major salute to you, Hulk Strong. I appreciate you tapping in tonight. Everybody in here, hit that like button for me. share this video as well. I'm just going to put out a little post on my Instagram right now so everybody knows that we are live, so everybody knows to tune in. But I appreciate everybody that's in here right now because we have some major hip hop news to cover. I want to send my best to Nas, Blicky, and 22Gs. 22Gs actually gave me an opportunity to interview him in the past. And, he's a really good dude, man. I ain't going to lie. Maybe he is a little outspoken in some situations. Maybe he's, still a little bit gangster with it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not totally conformed to what the music industry standards are. But 22G's is a real dude. But yeah, just do me a favor, y'all. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed to the channel. But also share this video if you have not yet. Okay, we Gucci and hell yeah, we Gucci. Smash that like button. Appreciate you prayed up. Major salute to you on the tune in tonight. I definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. We got our guy Jay Brown in the building. So we were just sort of going over 50 Cent's albums. He's had a bunch of great albums. I mean, Power of the Dollar, easily my favorite album from 50 Cent. What was y'all favorite 50 Cent albums? What album did y'all like from 50 Cent, guys? That's what I want to know. I want to know what album did y'all like from 50 Cent the best? My favorite had to be Power of the Dollar, another really good 50 Cent album. Guess Who's Back? I don't know if you technically consider it an album or you'd probably more consider it a tape based on the fact that it had many freestyles on it. Y'all probably know that. 617 in the house. Major salute to the 617. Go ahead and share this video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Big Facts says his favorite 50 Cent album, Get Rich or Die Trying. The same with Castle Helford. There's going to be a lot of people out there that say Get Rich or Die Trying is their favorite album. I mean, that's the album from 50 Cent that actually came out and sold 800,000 units 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. 50's album that went 10 times platinum. 50's album that arguably has not a track that you can skip on it, you guys. So I'll give respect to that. BAD says Window Shopper. Window Shopper was actually on the 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. The Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack boasted a number of songs, man. This is why 50 Cent's career was so amazing. This guy had not only solo albums, not only artist albums, not only group albums, but he also had soundtracks. He really went the extra mile with his label and showed that he could really create a vast amount of projects. My man Jay Brown agrees with me. He says Power of the Dollar, Get a Quran was dope. Also, Material Girl, or also Thug Love with Beyonce. Also, you know what I mean? The Hit. Also, you know what I mean? All the songs on there are really great songs. Hustle, I'm a Hustler. All of his songs on there are really good. Wow. Marcel, I'm asking everybody, what was your favorite 50 Cent album? But also, what was your favorite 50 Cent album and why? What was your favorite 50 Cent album and why? Because apparently we could be getting our last 50 Cent album. And will it be, guys, will it be the last 50 Cent album like how Jim Jones started doing EPs? Will 50 Cent start producing more artist albums or will he just step back fully? Because honestly, it seems like he has a lot of TV shows on his plate. Let's see. Marcel says Curtis. Curtis is his favorite album from 50 Cent. Wow. That's a first. I can't honestly say I would agree with you, Marcel, but I mean, let me see. Notable songs. You got the joint on there with Young Buck, where Young Buck is like, "I'm gonna take these bricks and break them down." Uh, they got Nicole Scherzinger on that song as well. She was about to blow up really heavy on Interscope, so I feel like Jimmy Iovine might have asked 50 Cent for the favor on that one. What? Share this video, everybody. Let's go. Come on. But like I was saying earlier, 50 had a hell of a time releasing that Curtis album. He started off with Amusement Park. It was a dud. He came back with Straight to the Bank. It was a dud. You know what I'm saying? He had a bunch of dud records on there, man. And it wasn't until I Get Money came out that he really had one. Ayo Technology followed Straight to the Bank. It was a dud. The video with Robin Thicke got leaked. I forget what that one was called, but that was Robin Thicke was hot at the time. You know what I'm saying? Robin Thicke, excuse me. Did I say Ryan? I meant Robin Thicke, from Blurred Lines. He actually had that song called I'm Lost Without You. Every dude that lost their girlfriend was banging that record. 50 Cent hooked up with a really great artist in Robin Thicke, but the record got leaked. It was called Follow My Lead. Sean, Bag Life, appreciate you for tapping in tonight. He says the mixtapes were better than his albums. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. Not better than Power of the Dollar, but a lot of 50s mixtapes like I Don't Want You to Love Me, I Want to and Just Be Friends. Like, and Be Friends was a great song. He had all the records where he was remixing the artist songs. Yeah, a lot of people loved mixtape 50 Cent. Castle says he likes Before I Self Destruct. Yeah, I like Before I Self Destruct more than Curtis. Jay Brown says I got lucky and got the Power of the Dollar promo CD with either the Double XL or the Source. Wow, that's pretty lit, bro. I actually only ever had bootlegs of the 50 Cent Power of the Dollar song. And I want to say, I think the only song I didn't like from Power of the Dollar was probably The Repercussion. The Repercussion. Gun Runner. Yup. Lord, Lord, give me. Do you mean God give me style, brother? Hell yeah, Schizo's in the building. Repo, Diamond, Kennels, Redline, Bloodline says, get rich or die trying. One word, raw. I get money. I get money. I get money. Favorite 50 Cent song, See Me Bleeding. Nah, bro. See Me Bleeding was not what I thought it should have been. See Me Bleeding was one of the promo records for Before I Self Destruct. And it was not what I thought it should have been as a fan. But then again, Ayo Technology was not what I thought it should have been as a fan either. I'm the guy who actually went to Scott Storch, met Scott Storch, told Scott Storch to his face that Candy Shop was whack. Like, I was like, yo, Scott, you kind of ruined 50's career with Candy Shop, just to be 100% honest with you. And Scott and me became really, really good friends for a number of years. Tanya's in the building. Major salute to Tanya. Appreciate you for tapping in. The plug 500. Appreciate you for tapping in. Big Fact says he wants to hear some 50 Cent music now. Well, Big Facts 50 has been releasing a number of tracks for his shows, and it's kind of reinvesting people in 50 Cent's music. Now, the record Wish Me Luck, they say that record was actually recorded. I believe I heard 50 say in an interview that it was recorded back in the Get Rich or Die Trying days when he's with Dre or something like that. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I believe I heard 50 saying that was a previously recorded record. But now he's got this little Dirk joint, right? He's got this little Dirk joint with Jeremiah called Power, Powder, Respect. And there's no way in hell that that song is old. There's no way it can be old. They got little Dirk on it. The shit's fresh. You know what I'm saying? But they do have Moneybag Yo on Wish Me Luck. Y'all better wish me luck. See, people are just loving that shit. They're getting reinvested in 50 Cent's music. So, will we get one more album? Do the people really want another 50 Cent album? That's one of the questions we got to answer tonight in this video as well. Do we want another 50 Cent album? You know, I really think that 50 Cent went wrong when he released Curtis before I Self-Destruct. When he decided to flip those two albums' release schedule. 50 Cent's third album was originally supposed to be called Before I Self-Destruct. But then he said he decided to flip it with Curtis. He decided to flip it with Curtis because Curtis was going to be a more personal album where you got to know about 50. And then he was going to do the album where he, quote unquote, self-destructs. Like, first of all, man, Before I Self-Destruct, it's a creative album title. But you don't got to base it around your career self-destructing, much like we witnessed with other rappers' careers. That was ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Before I Self-Destruct, it's supposed to be a metaphor of you. Before I Self-Destruct, you made it. You know, I made it before I self-destruct. Like, back when I was 18 years old, I graduated from high school. I bought a plane ticket and I flew out to Miami before I self-destruct. You know what I'm saying? Before I went crazy here in Connecticut, you know what I mean? I got the hell out of here so I could clear my mind a little bit. 50 Cent made it in the music industry before the streets destroyed him. That's how I took the title for Before I Self-Destruct. But let everybody else run with their own theories. You know what I'm saying? But just like Elliot Wilson and just like Adam 22 and just like all them guys, I have my own theories. I have my own visualization of the game. I've been studying this shit my whole life. You know, Danny Gray says 50 Cent is washed up on the music side. 50 Cent's music career has somewhat been over since the Curtis album, you guys. You know, since he came out, and I think he delivered about 690,000 units. Now, his first album, 800,000 plus, Get Rich or Die Trying, 800,000 plus, 2 weeks in a row. The Massacre, 1 million. Maybe, was it 1 million or 1.1 million? Jadakiss said it. You did it! 1 million in a short week. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Eminem who moved 1.1 units. But 50 did 1 million units. And that's why he came into that Kanye West battle so cocky. You know what I'm saying? He does blame it on the fact that when they went and faced off on BET, Kanye West had Jay-Z. He does blame the fact of that on it, that he didn't bring Eminem as to why he didn't move an extra 150,000 units or whatever. But 50's third album, Curtis, 50's third album, Curtis, came out and moved 690,000. So we'll give him 700,000 units. This is 300,000 units less than your last album, man. You know, I mean, if you look at the time frame, it was only a 2-year time frame between 2007 and 2009. So a pretty relative time frame in consideration to the release of Get Rich and the Massacre and Curtis. Then no, it was 2007. Excuse me. I'm thinking about Before I Self-Destruct. Nah, Jada sold 1.1. No, Jada did not sell 1.1. Press this on your conscience. Then what did he say after that? You're hilarious, prayed up. Mikey T hitting that G spot tonight on the 50 topic. Yo, man, you know, I know my history, man. Bad says 51 on the ringtones against Kanye West. What's everybody smoking on? What's everybody smoking on? You know I'm smoking on 50 Cent's favorite op. I'm smoking on 50's favorite op. I'm smoking on that Ricky Rose pack tonight. I got like a O with the Collins Ave. Ooh, William Lopez is in the building. And look what he's saying. He's saying, I bet you the last album is gonna be classic. Remember, I told y'all that. Yeah, this last album from 50 Cent, I mean, come on, look who he's got features with right now. Look who he's got features with right now on, Power, on the Power Powder Respect record. He's got Little Dirk, and he's got arguably the best crooner in the game, Jeremiah. Hate if you want, but Jeremiah's dope. And I think this is the first time that Jeremiah and Little Dirk have reconnected since Little Dirk's first album. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time. All right, Schizo. I ain't smoking on nobody. I'm smoking on that Ricky Rose, man. It's his strand. It's Collins Ave. The plug 500. But if we're talking about today's music and we're counting streams and they count singles, then the music from the TV show should count. Very good point, bro. The music from the TV show should count every time that 30 seconds or 40 seconds, however long the intro is. Hell, I think the intro could be about a minute. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure how long the intro is, but I do know the Sopranos intro, it was like a little minute and 30 seconds. So that right there, when people stream on computer-based platforms or whatever, when you go to a streaming service, yeah, you're right. That shit should count, man. That shit should count. And right now with the digital age, I believe all that shit is being figured out, and they're accumulating sales like that. And that's why I think 50 is really going to take another stab at this with another album. I think he's really reinvested in this because of how interested people are. Like, and then look, on the other record, he's got Big Snoop Dogg, which, doesn't come as much of a surprise. I believe Charlie Wilson is featured as well. But they've got Moneybagg Yo, the hottest rapper in the game right now, you guys. I use that term very loosely. But he got Moneybagg Yo on his record, and that's exceptional. Moneybagg Yo, Little Dirk, Jeremiah, Snoop Dogg, the who's who of hip hop want to work with 50 Cent right now. So I think you're right, Will. I think we could get an amazing album out of 50 Cent. What's it going to be called? Is it going to be called Get Rich? Didn't have to die trying? Is it going to be Get Rich or Die Trying Too? Get Rich or Die Trying Twice? You don't get two chances to die trying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it could be anything like that. My man Schizo's on that gelato. Prayed Up is on that cherry. My man BAD is on that za. Steven Rivera smoking a Cuban cigar. Okay, I see you. I see you, Playboy. My man Iceberg is in the building. Okay, I see you got that Bella. I see Bella is up there repping on your profile picture. Let me see which Iceberg. One love, everybody. Did anybody else hate the theme song to Power? They say this is a big rich town. That shit is lit, man. The fact that I remember it just based off that. They say this is a big rich town. Jay Brown says he should hook up with the game again. So if we're talking about what 50 Cent could do on his last album, hooking up with the game, that could be a major selling point. I mean, if he wants to sell some units, if he wants to do some streams, if he wants to excite the internet, How We Do Part 2, Hate It or Love It, the sequel, You don't even have to call it part 2. Just call it the sequel. You know what I'm just giving you guys an idea. You know, you got to give them 2 ideas so they pay for the third. Get rich and get Richard. Get rich and get richer. Yo, black sheep of the sheep, just tapping in. Street said, "What up, bro? Major salute to you on the tap in, Black Sheep. Appreciate you for tapping in, brother. Major salute to that." Is Lone Wolf TV asks a very good question. He says, "Is 22G's still signed to Kodak?" Very interesting question, man. 22G's, we do know he had a relationship with Kodak Black prior to Kodak's incarceration. 22G's was actually given a sniper gang chain as well. And at this point, I don't think the sniper gang chain has been returned. Now, we've seen this in the past, though, guys, with rappers still wearing the chain for the group that they're not really associated with. I'm not going to go into any names unless somebody sends a super chat. But, we've seen it happen with a number of rappers who still wear the chain, but they're not associated with the label. What is the name of the strain that you're smoking? This is what I'm smoking, guys. Collins Ave. It is 19.6%. That's that Ricky Rose brand. And I'm about to have to break out a whole nother jar, to be honest with you. I'm just about finished with that one because I went to town on it. But I appreciate everybody tapping in. I am your host, Mikey T, the movie star, but you already know that. Tonight, we're covering multiple topics. NBA Youngboy's look-alike, who had a pretty major fan base on the internet. Over 150,000 followers, you guys. He was actually found and he is now gone. It's a pretty crazy situation. You know, people are tying it all up in to what NBA Youngboy is involved in right now because of the fact that NBA Youngboys dissed Little Durk and NLE Choppa on his more recent album or tape, Colors, that is out now, streaming pretty heavy. Moved about 70,000 units first week. But people are saying all that. But people have their own situations all the time. Just because a man looks like NBA Youngboy, a man has gained a bit of popularity off of it. I don't think they're really going to misinterpret who he is. And that's just my take on the whole situation, you guys. I could be 100% wrong. I could be 50% right, or I could be 100% right. I don't know. I'm just giving my take on that whole situation. When I look at the pictures of the cat, to me, he doesn't look 100% like NBA Youngboy. Now, I'm saying this because a few weeks ago, I was watching a video. Everybody share this video. Everybody share this video, y'all. I appreciate it. Hit the like button as well. A few weeks back, I was watching a video fully well aware of who fake Drake was. Now, fake Drake wasn't around back when I was in Miami, different time. But fake Drake, somebody that I'm totally aware of who he is. There was a video of Drake hitting on a girl, and I legitimately thought it was Drake. I was like, oh shit, this is how Drake maxes game. I'm like, yo, I said in my head, there's gonna be 50 million people who watch this video and they're gonna study Drake's moves of how he hit on the girl. But then it hit me a week later. I was like, that was fake Drake. It was fake Drake. Whoever is studying fake Drake's moves, you're just getting the secondary moves. You know what I mean? You're getting the wannabe Drake moves. But dude looked like he was fitting a bag shorty, though. I cannot believe a girl or a female that would go home with fake Drake and legitimately wake up the next day and be like, oh, I was telling her friend she was with fake Drake the night before. It's like, oh, his name is really Alex. His name is really Alex. You know what I mean? Like, what? Where they do that at? Miami, I guess. Major cities, all the major cities when you can pretend to be other people like Akon, that whole shit with Akon and his brother apparently. What a whole situation, but But rest in peace to the dude, the NBA Youngboy lookalike, man. Shit sucks, that he had to go out like that, and whatever happened to him, because he obviously had gained some notoriety. He had gained some following, so it just really sucks what happened, man. And the fact that all the beef is going on right now with all of the disses mentioned on the Colors album, obviously the media is going to play into it, really heavily. It gives people something a little bit extra to write about. It gives the blogs extra things to pick up on and shit. Let me see what some people in the chat are saying before we move on, because I want to address the NBA Youngboy look-alike situation. Colossal the Don says Fifth needs some beef. Literally, he needs some hunger. Uh, I think it was kind of like on the Fully Loaded Clip record, Iceberg. I think it was kind of like the just the style of the way he was rapping. The style of the way he was rapping and throwing shots at the people. I really wasn't digging it. It was like too subtle. It was like, man, you got to stop being so damn subtle on these records and shit. You just need to fully let go. But 50 didn't really have that type of voice to really let go. I guess we saw that a little bit more on his next album when he had released the song called Death to My Enemies. What was it? It was Death on My Enemies. Yeah, and he went a little bit quicker on that one. Colossal the Don says Fifth is the king of hooks next to Nate Dogg. 50 was the king of hooks. At one point, 50 Cent was getting paid like $250,000 for a hook. NCAA Youngboy. Yeah, I had read his real name as well, but I just couldn't remember it. I was reading a few different articles about him. I had seen pictures in the past, but in all honesty, man, I didn't think he looked all that much like Youngboy just because somebody has the same hairstyle. I mean, if you look at their face, you could evidently tell the difference. Do these guys really get by tricking bouncers of who they are? Like, I never went to a bouncer and tried to be or pretend to be anybody that I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I just always went up there as Mikey T, the movie star, and shit like that. But rest in peace to the young boy, man. NCAA young boy. Yeah, I read that as well. And I read an actual name, but I just, like I said, it doesn't really, it's not hitting me right now in my head, man. I wish I had it in my notes to where I could just get to it right now, but I'm sorry about that. But I did want to acknowledge what happened there with NBA young boys look-alike. Shit is tragic, you know what I mean? When you're getting targeted, or if you're getting targeted just because of the way you're doing shit like that. I mean, like, look at Young Thug's impersonator, if you'll call him that. Now, not on a music level. I don't think this guy's like Young Thug on a music level, but he would dress like him a tiny bit. King. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're going to impersonate your favorite rapper, you shouldn't have to worry about being a target. Just because somebody wants to go out there and be the next Mikey T, the movie star, they shouldn't be. But I mean, it comes with like the beef aspect of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes people who dress up like Young Thug, they could face a lot of scrutiny. You guys, say you're walking through the mall, or you're walking in the hood, or you're walking in public anywhere, and people make fun of you. You can face that type of scrutiny. You know what I mean? Why are you painting your fingernails? Why are you wearing such tight pants? Why is some of your hair pink? You could face scrutiny over all types of shit like that. It really just depends on how far these guys are going to take it. You know what I mean? A lot of the times they're like, oh, you want to be like, look at what happened before with that old Suge Knight video when he just saw somebody wearing a G Unit t-shirt. He immediately wanted to take it off of him. He immediately wanted to rough the dude. People be taking shit kind of far, y'all. Lee H, appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight, man. I am your host, Mikey T, the movie star. 50 Cent posted on his gram. He said, smile. My next album might be my last. I terrorized hip hop for 14 years. Don't believe me. Nielsen, the numbers will never lie, but I'm nobody's favorite. SMH. Nah, I'm top 10, dead or alive, and I'm not done. Right there, you guys, that last wording, I'm not done. 50 Cent is taking claim for top 10, dead or alive. If I think about my top 10, like I said, you guys, 50 makes it right there at 6 or 7. 50 makes it right there at 6 or 7. So he's obviously in a lot of people's top 10s. What about y'all in the chat? Is 50 Cent in y'all's top 10? Let me know right now. We got our bro Moolah Man in the building. That's my dude. It's that Moolah Man. Share this video, everybody. We're talking about 50 Cent's last album. Let me get a wiki here. Would that make it his 6th album? Would that actually make it his 6th album? I want to say it would be the 6th album, right, guys? Yep, I was right. Let's see. Iceberg, who is the godfather of the chat, y'all. Iceberg said, I could use another 50 album, but he needs a whole new sound, kind of like what he did with I'm the Man. I'm going to disagree with you, Iceberg. If 50 Cent is planning on making an album full of records like I'm the Man, I will pass. I will have to pass on that. Now, if we're going to get a 50 Cent album, I'm going to need that old school 50. I'm going to need that power of the dollar 50. If we're getting another 50 Cent album, I'm going to need that rapid flow 50. I don't want the short, the small, the short cadence 50 Cent. I want that rapid flow 50. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this 50 who's rapping like, as they call, you know what I mean? He's rapping kind of like nursery rhymes. I'm smoking on that pink coma. Pink coma. Pink rose. That's Ricky Rose shit. Pink rose. Reginald says many men. Yeah, I don't want the many men 50 Cent. I don't want the 50 Cent where he's like, Hamo shot me 3 weeks later. He got shot down. I want the 50 is like, NYPD, LAPD, NYPD, LAPD, NYPD. You know, I want that 50. I want that aggressive 50 like that, who wasn't rapping on all the hottest beats. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Iceberg said, nah, but experience with different beats. I don't want no big rich town. This is a big rich town. Yeah. Nah, 50's just really changed his style of music, man. That Massacre 50, Carletta Haywood. Yeah, the Massacre 50, he was really changing up his style then. You know what I mean? He really rapped over a bunch of different beats on that one. He had a bunch of different records on them, from Ski Mask Way to Baltimore Love Thing to Guns Come Out to I Don't Need 'Em to God Gave Me Style. The only record I really didn't like on the Massacre was probably the Out of Control record. I love the remix to Out of Control, but Out of Control is probably the only one. And just because I called Candy Shop whack to, you know, I mean, Mikey wants Illmatic back too. Yeah, you could tell by the way that the rap that I like, you know what I'm saying? Yep. K Diddy agrees with you, Iceberg. I think mixtape 50. Yeah, yeah, man. I love that mixtape 50 shit. You know, where he's like, I don't want you to love me. I want to can just be friends. You know, I like that 50. You know what I'm saying? Like not the ha 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 ha. That's not the 50 that I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that 50. I don't want that 50. I want the 50 where he's like rapping slick. You know what I'm saying? Beg for Mercy, G Unit. Yeah, those are two other albums, but Lafette, um there's a big difference between Beg for Mercy and Terminate on Sight. There's a clear difference between those two albums. Beg for Mercy is nearly classic. Tell me if I'm right here, Iceberg. Beg for Mercy is nearly classic, and Terminate on Sight is probably a 5 out of 10 at best, 6 out of 10 max. 50 Cent Bloodhound. Yep. 50 Cent Bloodhound was good. Young Buck actually brought that record to the table. So you can't discredit that. Yeah, 50 went for different sounds on Get Rich or Die Trying. You know, that was just such a mega album. I don't think there was one song on there, probably besides the Gotta Make It to Heaven. What was that record called? Was it called Gotta Make It to Heaven? I'm going through hell. Gotta make it to heaven. I'm going through hell. That was probably the only song I wasn't really all the way sold on. Many Men and My Buddy. My Buddy was from the Before I Self Destruct album. And it was really, really cool when Tony Yayo got to do his remix of My Buddy as well. Curtis, trash. Double free promo seed. CEO says Curtis is trash. He's commercial now. Yeah, Curtis really is where he did take the downward spiral. You know, sometimes I compare Ja Rule and 50 Cent's albums like Get Rich over Veni Vidi Vici, The Massacre arguably over Rule 336, but Pain is Love was definitely way better than Curtis. And honestly, you guys, I think Veni Vidi Vici and Rule 336 were better than Pain is Love because Pain is Love was Ja Rule's commercial unleashing album. Just like Curtis was 50 Cent going to commercial. See what we got here. Summer, Spring, and Fall's on the Massacre. Till I Collapse remix. Wasn't that on the 8 Mile album soundtrack though, Lafette? DePlug says, I would like to hear that style of music too, but as far as the market and it won't work, that was back then when people wasn't dancing. These kids are actually dancing now. DePlug 500, you are absolutely right, man. That music that I want to hear, it just realistically won't work right now because 50's fan base is just too massive to the point where if he was just trying to satisfy that small portion of us that used to love his street shit, you know, the 200,000, 300,000 fans or a little bit more that used to love his street shit, he'll be jeopardizing so much. You know, that's why he does things like works with who's that joint he did with Eminem and the dude the singer? You know, was it Adam Levine or something? Was it 50 Cent, Eminem and Adam Levine? Yeah, it was called My Life with 50 Cent and Adam Levine. That's why he's doing things like that, you guys, because he's really got to raise the level each time he goes out there, whether he's disappointing a few people or not. I just hope on this last album, if it's going to be his last album, because honestly, 50 could do an album now and he can do another one in 5 years. You know, the nostalgia is always going to be there for a 50 Cent album. So if he does an album in the next year or so, I would just hope he's trying to really I would hope he's really trying to fulfill his fan base, you know, and really make and satisfy all of his fans because that's really what G Unit albums have been about over from when they had their real run from 2003 to 2007. When they really had their run, it was all about making a complete album rather than having an album with two hit singles on it and a bunch of other shit that you could skip. That was the foundation of G Unit music back in the day, you guys. Everyone share this video. We're talking about 50 Cent's alleged last album. We're going to be talking about 22Gs. Please get well. Nas Blicky. Really unfortunate situation with 22Gs. His homie, you guys. Really sucks. And also RIP to the NBA Youngboy lookalike NCAA Youngboy. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Yep, NCAA. Rest up, man. Rest up, and Nas Blicky, please get well, man. There's a lot of people out here who are holding out for Nas Blicky. He has a lot of support. 22G's one of the rising rappers in the game ever since he went through that incident in Miami and came home. The Blicky tape. They had a lot of buzz. I remember I went and I interviewed 22G's. We're going to get to that in just a moment, you guys. We're actually on the 50 Cent topic right now. Nah, it's called The Life, the plug. It was actually called The Life. Jay Brown says, gangsters don't dance, we boogie. Carletta says, Rule 336 was a vibe. Yeah, very good album. But Carletta, would you say Rule 336 was better than The Massacre? I would have to say Ja Rule's singles were better than Candy Shop. I'd have to say that. But 50 Cent just had a lot of music on there. 50 Cent had a lot of undeniable tracks on The Massacre. I believe there was like 21 records on The Massacre. He had I Don't Need 'Em. You know what I'm saying? He had God Gave Me Style. He had he had all of his bases covered on that album. I really loved that album. Though not as much as Get Rich or Die Trying, and obviously not as much as Power of the Dollar. Power of the Dollar was my favorite of 50's albums. Excuse me, just plugging this in. Lee H says that him and M used to kill a track back in the day. Lee H, I hate to disagree with you, but Eminem and 50 Cent had Patiently Waiting. They also had the Hail Mary, the remix that was dissing Ja Rule and the whole Murder Inc. I'm not going to include that. That was probably one of their dopest songs too. But let's be honest, man. Gatman and Robin was whack. Gatman and Robin was whack. Peep Show, no good. And then My Life with Adam Levine and Eminem, it really wasn't doing it for me. And believe me, I was a fan of 50 Cent working with these pop stars. When 50 Cent had the opportunity to work with Justin Timberlake and Timbaland on the Curtis album with Ayo Technology, I was hyped for 50. I was like, yo, this guy is about to blow up. He's working with the hottest combination in music right now. Yes, Exhibit is really underappreciated. I was a big fan of the X song. K Diddy says, Get Rich or Die Trying is one of my favorite albums, though, without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. That's an album that you can pretty much play through without skipping. And to appease the fans, 50 even included some of the key songs from Power of the Dollar. Yes. Yes, I did own a pair of the G Unit sneakers, which is like, it's pretty upsetting. It's pretty upsetting that I've owned the G Unit sneakers. I've actually been one to purchase the G Unit albums, the solo albums, yet I can't get an interview with 50 Cent. Just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've spoke to 50 face to face. 50 was acting like he was going to give me an interview. I could sort of see that he was digging my drive. He didn't give a shit about none of the stuff about Bang'em Smurf. But it didn't happen. Yet, I've purchased the albums, the juice, the shoes, The films. Another day, another topic, man. 50 will probably definitely give me that interview one day. Calerta says, I want 50 Cent's West Coast sound to dominate the album. What do you mean by his West Coast sound? Give me some examples of 50's West Coast sound. DePlug says, I don't think it's fair to match 50 Cent's albums next to Ja Rule because Ja Rule's fan base has catered towards females, and also Irv Gotti wouldn't let Ja Rule make certain records, whereas 50 Cent could. Well, man, Ja Rule did have records that were street oriented. He had records like Ecstasy. He had, he had a lot of street oriented records on these albums. They were just not showcased, bro. Lafayette says, Ja Rule can't touch 50. Share this video, everyone. The king of the bloggers is here. The king of the bloggers. That's right. All these bloggers is my sons. They are my sons. All of the bloggers are my sons. And they all, I don't know, sometimes I'd be watching interviews from some of these people on some of these sites. I'm like, you really need to learn how to conduct your interviews because it's quite embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Interviews are about getting the information out of the artist, not trying to get yourself over. But that's another topic for another day. DePlug says, yeah, 50 Cent, Eminem, and Adam Levine. Yeah, it was called My Life. Very, very underappreciated record and an underwhelming record as well. When you get an opportunity to work with somebody like Adam Levine, you need to knock that shit out of the park. 50 Cent had an opportunity to work with Justin Timberlake and Timbaland. If I was managing 50 Cent at that point, I would have told him to go back in and re-record the shit for Ayo Technology. 50 Cent had an opportunity to transcend the game. But you know what, man? That just shows you the evidence of 50 Cent's musical talent compared to Ja Rule's. Not saying Ja Rule would have done any better on Ayo Technology. Sometimes it's all about the voice and the way you can, create cadence with your voice. Sometimes some people don't have the voice for that shit. When Justin Timberlake was working with Timberland, they worked with a number of artists. They worked with T.I., they worked with Jay-Z, they worked with 50 Cent, and I don't think really the sound on any of them matched up all too well. Did I miss any of the artists that Timbaland and Justin Timberlake worked with? Oh yeah, Nick. Psycho from Before I Self-Destruct. I'm a psycho. Is that how that one went? He's like, I'm a psycho. And no, that one was not really all that great either. The Plug 500 talking about 50 Cent's last album because 50 Cent posted on the gram. He said, "Smile, my next album might be my last." He said, "Who is going to release the album under? Who do you think he'll go with? Interscope?" Man, it's an interesting question. What label will 50 Cent release his last album on? I mean, he could really choose anybody, or he could just choose the independent that he had linked up with after he left Interscope, if they're even still around. Something called Caroline or something like that. It was an independent relationship. But you got to realize not every independent relationship is going to do you well. Just because you're well known, it doesn't mean if you know what I mean? If you put out an album and nobody knows it's out, how many people are going to buy it? You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you get, but look at 50's situation. He has like 20 million followers on Instagram. How would all those people not know his album came out? Well, I mean, shit, you go on Instagram, you get 8,000 followers. Look at me, I have 8,000 followers on Instagram. And you get 150 likes, 300 likes. You know, the numbers don't really add up like that. We have 60,000 subscribers and there's 60 people in here right now. You get like 10% or whatever. I don't even think that is 10%. Don't trip, Mikey. Soon 50 will be begging for your time. Yeah, it's not about begging though, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just about, I think it's really more about appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Because when I met 50 that day, I'm pretty sure I let him know a thing or two about what I do. And that's why I could see when we looked into each other's eyes that he really wanted to do the interview for me that day. 50 really wanted to do the interview for the young, hungry Mikey T, the movie star that day. Mikey T, the kid who will stop at nothing to get the hip hop news out to the viewer. But 50 said that he had actually denied Channel 12 News that day. So 50 didn't want to have denied such a publication and then linked up with the lowly Mikey T. You know, the kid who could. You know what I'm saying? The kid who could. But I respect him regardless for giving me a relatively decent answer. Now I will say, I did have to be escorted out of the building that day. Why? Because that answer wasn't acceptable to me. That answer was not acceptable to me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's been digging, grinding, sweating, bleeding, thriving, starving, all of the things. You know what I mean? You have highs, you have lows. But yeah, hope you respected the way I came at him that day, man. You know, because you know what it is, man. I try to come off with respect, but I also, I don't want to be left out in the dark. These bloggers is my son's sons. Yo, Colossal, was that Remember My Name with Eminem and Ed Sheeran and 50 Cent, though? Busta, yo, Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes one time gave me the best advice outside of the Hit Factory. We were outside of a Birdman session, and I actually got to speak to Busta Rhymes, and we had a crazy conversation. But I'm not going to talk about that. Eric, Jimmy stopped pushing the Adam Levine record. 50 explained it, Mikey. Eric, you are 100% right. 50 Cent did explain it. 50 Cent did explain how they were pushing Beats by Dre. They were pushing Beats by Dre, and 50 Cent wanted to wear the SMS audio hat. So they went ahead and they blurred out the SMS audio. Why? Because it was sort of in direct competition with Beats by Dre. Now, let me know if there was another reason that 50 explained, Eric. Hate it or love it? Hell yeah. Hate it or love it. Arguably 50 Cent's most serious song. Put it right there with Many Men. Yeah, If I Can't didn't really do it for me. I wasn't a big If I Can't guy. Yeah, Interscope or Independent. I would rather sign with Interscope right now. Interscope! Interscope, come get me! Interscope signs me tomorrow. We got 500 viewers a night. Was he Koch Records? 50 Cent had a deal with Landspeed. 50 Cent had a deal with Landspeed for Guess Who's Back, which I'm not sure if Landspeed was associated with Koch. You'll have to do the research on that and get back to me while we're on this live video. Nick Miller says G-Unit/Empire. Hey, Nick, I think you're barking up the right tree right there, man. Because like I've said before, Interscope, or not Interscope, Empire is pretty much the new Koch. Empire has really stepped up, man. So Empire would probably be the label, you're right, that 50 Cent goes to, and 50 Cent would just have to, or whoever pays for the marketing. It's going to be all about the marketing. And I'm not just talking about putting a big ass sign up in Manhattan Times Square, because that's not it, you guys. First of all, half those people, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody who did that, you know, but half those people in Times Square aren't looking for a hip hop billboard. I'm sorry, man. Like, let's just be 100% real. So that's not going to do it. News flash. You better pay for your YouTube advertisements so your hip hop video is popping up before every single trailer, every single podcast that's, referenced in hip hop. Make sure you got the right platforms to promote your shit on. Never mind putting it up in a city that doesn't give a shit so much that they never sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being real, man. I've been in New York hundreds of times. You know what I'm saying? When they used to have the Virgin Megastore there and everything. Carletta says he's got to get with Dre. We'll see what happens. I mean, that'd be amazing if Dr. Dre came and actually finished out 50's career with him. I'll give you that. Don't do that, Mikey T. Stay focused. Hell yeah, appreciate you, James Brown. Hell yeah. 50 saw your passion, Mikey T. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Victor said 50 had one good album. Are you talking about Power of the Dollar? He's garbage and corny. He's tough in New York and California with all the wannabe famous MFers. Yes. You should sit down with your brothers and write a script and bring it to him. Well, at this point, 50 could write a script. 50's the script writer. 50 could write a script and bring it to me, and I'll bring it to my brother, who is a movie director. We got Slapface dropping on Shudder February 3rd. So we are literally 3 days away from Shudder releasing the horror film Slapface. I think that's how that would work. 50 would probably it would probably be awesome if my brother could direct the show of one of the episodes of BMF, or if my brother could direct one of the episodes of Power. But let me see. So in a recent interview with The Talk, 50 also spoke on it, saying, I probably think I'll deliver one more full-length album. Then the other things that I do will be connected to film and television in a different way. So 50 really is stamping this, that he's gonna depart music and focus more on film and television. 50 had some movies. I wasn't really feeling them all too well, but he's made such an impact when it comes to stars that I think it would be undeniable to say that he's not going to get one more opportunity to direct actual feature-length films, or produce them and find directors, like I was just saying. So I hope nobody took what I was saying out of context. 50 Cent is in the position where he's working with multiple directors right now to put the visualization together for his projects. In these shows that have 10 episodes or 8 episodes per season, sometimes they work with 8 different directors to shoot each of the episodes, you guys. That's how the shit works, man. The plug said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And that's when he put out, and he had SMS audio headphones. Yeah, the SMS audio headphones. I never really been a big headphone bull. You know what I mean? I never owned a pair of Beats by Dre. I don't rap. I don't record rap. Like back when I was doing a little bit of rapping, I actually wasn't making so much bread. So that's why I started doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I never really owned a high def pair of headphones or anything like that. So if Beats by Dre wants to endorse the show, you know what I'm saying? I'll wear the Beats by Dre every time that I record, but I just really haven't found the necessity in buying them. So I never have owned a pair. Now, them doing that deal and selling Beats by Dre for $3 billion, I mean, shit. Let me just put that in perspective for you. Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine came together and created something for just about as much, worth about just as much as Star Wars, you guys. The Lucasfilms sold to Disney for $4 billion. So Dre and Jimmy Iovine sold their idea, their headphones, for $3 billion. So that's pretty relative. That could show you how big of something Dr. Dre and Jimmy actually created. Jay Brown says California ain't fake. Yeah, Koch Records was renamed E1 quite a few years back, man. 50 also said, I'm having so much success in this area that I have opportunities to keep releasing music through the projects that I'm bringing. And he dropped Powder, Power, Respect with Jeremiah and Little Durk. And as well as that, he dropped the BMF intro song with Moneybagg Yo and Snoop Dogg called Wish Me Luck. I think this has really reinstated 50 Cent's interest in the music industry. Because a couple of my co-hosts, I think Bonds remixed one of the songs as well. Twiz and Rosewood told me they were really feeling the records. I've in the past asked people, all right, 50 Cent's doing a new show, BMF. Do you think he's going to get the BMF record from Rick Ross? Guys, 50 Cent didn't need to go get the BMF record from Rick Ross. As cool as that would have been, he went and created his own record. Created his own new stream of cash flow. Like, how genius is that of 50? And now he's reinvigorated all the fans' interest in him possibly making an album or a song. Hell, they've already purchased the songs. Look what it made him do. It made him go link up with Little Durk, arguably the hottest in the music industry right now. Gucci Man just grabbed Durk. Now 50 grabbed Durk. Durk is the hottest thing. I really just appreciate Durk giving me 20 minutes to interview him in the past when he came to Circle House. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate Durk giving me the opportunity. When I was just talking about 50 Cent not being able to give me the opportunity, then you get an opportunity from someone like Little Durk, who sits and talks to you about his hopes and his dreams and what he wants to do in the game and where he came from. You get to see both sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I didn't get to link up with a young 50 Cent. I would have loved to have linked up with 50 Cent in the Power of the Dollar days. You know what I'm saying? Really interested in linking with him in those days. Just so happened I got to link with Durk before he ever released his album on Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? Before he ever got to release that album, I was blessed with the opportunity to link with the dude. It's all about, you got to put all that shit in perspective, man. That's why I wasn't afraid to ask 50 Cent for the interview, because I know where I've come from. I know what I've been through, and I know where I'm trying to go. And I'm not going to let anything stop me from that. Nothing's going to get in my way of going where I want to go, man. You don't got to be shy to ask somebody a simple question that's going to come with a yes or no or a maybe later response. Carletta says 50 Cent is a great filmmaker. I do believe 50 directed one of the episodes of BMF. I think one. Carletta, you can maybe search that real quick. I'm pretty sure 50 Cent directed one of the episodes of BMF. And I got to say, I was a big Bates Motel guy, but BMF really is probably my favorite show right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to sugarcoat it for you. 50 Cent has really delivered an authentic show with BMF. Am I reinvested in 50's music? When was the last time that I bought a 50 Cent album? Now, as you all know, we all heard Animal Ambition. I think it was pretty hard not to hear it. 50 Cent presented it right in front of our eyes. But the last official album that I bought from 50 was actually The Massacre. That was in 2005. So let me fast forward. 2005. And then we got the Tony Yayo album. So I bought the Tony Yayo album as well. And then after that, I believe we got the Get Rich or Die Trying. So I bought that as well. I bought the Games album that year as well. That dropped before The Massacre. So that's not the last G Unit album, but I did not buy Curtis in 2007. I did buy Young Buck's album, Buck the World. I bought the Mobb Deep album, Blood Money. But after the Massacre, I was really I was going to buy 50's next album, but I was not invested whatsoever in the Curtis album. Not to say I went out and bought the competition. I didn't run out there and buy the Graduation album. I just saying, like, I wasn't interested in 50's album. I honestly think he sabotaged himself by switching the album up in the middle of the game. 50 Cent's third album was supposed to be Before I Self Destruct. Why didn't you just make Curtis your fourth album, man? Why are you getting so personal on your third album? Keep it gangster for us on your third album, man. Dude goes, dude goes completely flipping, flipping the other side of the coin. He's like, I want to show people a part of me. Wait till your fourth album to show. I waited 10 years before I jumped on here and showed everybody me, but that might have been a mistake. All the way up. All the way up. The plug says, see how I got you to plug that in? Nah, I missed that. What was you talking about, G's? Steven Rivera says, I like How to Rob. How to Rob, definitely one of the best 50 Cent songs. Let me think. I'm more of a murder, I don't believe you. NYPD, LAPD, your life's on the I'm more of a your life's on the line. That's what he actually did the video for. Your life's on the line. NYPD, LAPD, NYPD. Dirk tight. Dirk is the tightest in the game right now, man. People be going ham. People be going absolutely ape shit on me for saying that Little Dirk is the hottest in the game right now. But a lot of people are starting to realize it. A lot of other people are starting to agree. And a lot of NBA Youngboy fans are just on my ass about it. But if you go and you look at the way that both of them dudes live their life, you can clearly tell who's at a higher level. I mean, NBA Youngboy is going through the dirt right now. He's going through the dirt right now being on that house arrest shit. Blood Money is a classic. Yeah, Blood Money is definitely a classic. They got Banks, Buck, Yayo all over the album. The Give It to Me Baby with Young Buck. They got that one record with the Marcy, got the Marcy Largo. Tony Yayo rapping on there. Yeah, they got some shit on there. Blood Money, Mobb Deep. I think they really, personally, I think they shouldn't have put Have a Party on the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. I think they should have saved Have a Party with 50, Nate Dogg, and Mobb Deep for the Mobb Deep album, Blood Money, instead of put them in their place as the lead single. I think they should have did the lead single, Have a Party, and then the classic Mobb Deep song, put them in their place. But that's just me. That's just my A&R abilities. That's just my thoughts. So let's talk about 22G's, you guys. 22G's is warning all the rappers to dumb down their disses in the studio. Now, what does he mean by this, you guys? 22G's did an interview with Hip Hop DX, one of the premier hip hop websites. Everybody's grabbing this interview. Media Takeout actually posted it. A number of other people got to be talking about it as well. 22G's actually speaking out on rappers needing to dumb down their disses. And this is unfortunate because of what has happened to Nas Blicky. But 22G's is speaking on this because he's been through this shit before. We saw what happened to Nick Blicky losing his life. A close member of the Blicky gang, you guys. The Blicky gang came onto the scene a few years ago. I actually had the opportunity to interview 22G's. Very blessed opportunity. The homie gave me, after the interview, not to make light, you know what I mean? Because we got to be being serious too. But he gave me some fire ass weed after the interview, only like a blunt's worth. But let me tell you, man, that dude, 22G's, smokes some of the best gas. He's been through some of the worst situations. He got tied up in Miami, sitting and waiting on some crazy ass capital charges. And now 22G's is running free. You know what I mean? Enjoying his life. But then Then what happens? He gets into that little situation with 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine takes his dance. He doesn't know whether to be cool with him or not. 6ix9ine ends up snitching. Yeah. Yeah. 22G's was involved with some shit, you guys. And then Kodak Black came and picked 22G's up. So you thought, all right, 22G's kept it solid. He didn't choose no sides. So 22G's, then he got the deal. Only thing went wrong was Kodak Black getting arrested, you guys. Kodak Black going to jail. He went to jail. He got sentenced to federal time for trying to purchase some pieces in without telling them that he was a felon. You know how that shit goes. If you go to apply for a job, and you don't, I didn't know it was that serious. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was that serious if you don't put in that you're a felon. But I think a felon you know, I think it's more of a issue when you go to buy like a weapon though, rather than when you go for a job. I just can't believe that Kodak would have did that, but obviously he's out of the situation now. Unexpectedly he was pardoned by Donald Trump. So you would say, all right, now 22G's is in a better situation. The CEO is back. And now, unfortunately, 22G's homie, Nas Blicky, has gotten hit and he's in critical condition right now. And we just got to pray up for the young man. This dude had an amazing career going for him. So I just want to pray up for him and hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? I hope that he comes through this whole situation. Obviously, getting hit in the head could change a lot of aspects of your life. But I'm just gonna hope for the best, and pray for the best. I always try to keep a real positive demeanor in situations like this. A lot of tragedy is surrounding 22G's. So I just hope he handles it well. In this last interview that he did, he actually talked about artists needing to dumb down the disses because sometimes, when you release a diss, like they're saying that Nas Blicky had not even dropped the full diss song. He dropped a snippet of it. So when he dropped it, like in the past, we've seen these snippets. Little Tim dropped a snippet and it did 500,000 views. You know what I mean? Sometimes the snippet is going to be bigger than the actual song because of that headline that pops up of this guy dissing that guy. This is the day and age where people don't want to be respected. And these diss songs that they use to disrespect the people, they're something they live on forever. That is history. So you are literally putting dirt on a man's jacket forever. That's how the people involved in these diss tracks look at it. Yeah, 22G's is a real one. So this is what he actually said in the interview. He said, all my young dudes, they got heat. I ain't gonna lie. This is what 22G's told Hip Hop DX. They got heat. They doing they thing. They just got to dumb they dissing down because dudes don't hear you. They just straight hear the dissing and say F the whole song. You heard? He thinks the disses should be more subtle. So he also said it's hard. It's how diss though. It's a day room how they do it type shit. Like, bro, a dude's mom can't hear that type shit. You really trying to make it or what? You playing? I'm not really getting that last part of the statement there unless he's talking about one of the rappers, one of the people who gets dissed. These guys, these rappers, they're young dudes. So their moms are still like sort of there for their music careers. I've noticed a lot of them, even with Untitled Chapter, right? His mom is running his management, and now NBA Youngboy is dissing her son. So you got to imagine that, and that the mom is going to hear the record. And then that's going to leave a lot of animosity in the dissed person's mind. He's like, yo, man, my girlfriend's going to hear this. My mom's going to hear it. My son is going to grow up and hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is less how they're feeling. I think it's really big of 22G's to step up and say this, because he's got a voice in the music industry. It sucks that he's late. You know what I mean? It sucks that he's late in that what happened to Nas Blicky allegedly over a snippet of a song being released. It's really tragic to see that, that somebody could really lose their life over the snippet of a song being released and shit. It shows you how real this music industry shit is. Because, like I said, man, this music is historical evidence. Never mind a police document or what's it called? The police report, what the hell, the summary, whatever the hell it is. Never mind your statement being written in there. These rappers are rapping about the statement that you made on their record. So all those people who can't go get the unsealed document, who don't want to pay for the discovery, that's what it's called, all they have to do is log on to YouTube and type in the song title. But yeah, so that's what I want to say about Nas Blicky and 22G's. Nick Blicky had passed due to gunshot wounds, and Nas Blicky is currently in critical condition, fighting for his life. Nas Blicky was speaking on his ops 3 days ago on social media. Nas Blicky previewed his song where he dissed PG-16, you guys. Apparently there's a rapper named PG-16 that he dissed. And now one of the rivals, a guy named Nas EBK, oddly enough, Nas EBK, he is joking about Nas Blicky's situation. He put up a bunch of stupid ass emojis, that I think are really retarded to actually put up on the internet. But he also said, he added in saying that, dude got tapped like how? I thought you keep a Blicky like how? I hope you just give up. Stop fighting. Matter of fact, somebody tell me, wow. So yeah, this is 2 years after what happened to Nick Blicky. And it's a pretty shitty situation when you got somebody going on the internet and writing all that shit, all these comments for clout, to do 1,000 views. It's like they care more about making the history of their name than actually being out here to make history for their name. It's like, dude, you could go to jail forever. Look at Straight Drop. It doesn't look like he'll be coming home anytime soon. And what did he get out of that? People knowing that his name is Straight Drop. Y'all can go out there and make a name for yourself, just like Nas Blicky was doing, and just like Nick Blicky was doing. Rest in peace. Just like they were doing when they got the light shined on them by 22Gs. Like, take that shit into consideration. Like, you can go out there and make your own name for yourself, like the whole Muwap situation we're talking about the other day, rather than going out there and trying to prove to your op how real you are. You could really make a name for yourself in this industry. It's just crazy to see how much these guys don't care about that in comparison to just 15 minutes of fame. They could really have unlimited fame. Alan, what's popping with you, man? Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you for tapping in. Schizo, salute to you, man. Major salute. Global Evidence, Risk Taker CEO. Thank you for tapping in tonight. Major salute. Let me light back up. What y'all smoking, man? What's everybody smoking? Please tell me what you're smoking tonight. I gotta know. I'm smoking Rick Rose's strand, that Ricky Rose strand. It's called Collins Ave, you guys. One of the best weeds, actually, from the cookies strands. Ross has 3 different joints. He's got lemon pepper. He's got Collins Ave, which I'm smoking right here, and he's got pink rose. I'm gonna have to say it's lemon pepper's the best, Collins Ave, and then pink rose. Oh, my man, Risk Taker CEO is smoking on that Gary Payton. Gary Payton is fire, man. I ain't gonna lie, I done smoked up a few O's of Gary Payton. That shit has an amazing color to it, right? James Brown is smoking some Helium Kush. I don't really know what the hell Helium Kush is, bro. But you know I mess with any kind of Kush, man. Gelato Vape. Okay. My man's on that Gelato Vape tonight. Major salute to you. Gelato Vape. I'm a big gelato guy. Share this video, everybody. Schizo is on that wedding cake, gelato, and purple runts, high grades. What are you smoking out of tonight, Schizo? What's everybody smoking, and what are you using? I'm smoking these raws tonight, you guys. I ain't gonna lie. I'm on the raw papers tonight, man. Why? Because you could just stick the cone right in there and roll the shit up. But I'm about to be on another strand because I just finished up the Collins. I got Granddaddy Pluto and I got Supercharger, but I also got another couple Collins Aves. Gary Payton is fire, and my man Risk Taker said he's in the Backwood gang. Yo, bro, did you try the new Backwood banana, or is that not something you would ever really try? What do you think, man? I was just wondering. Because I'm not a backwood guy, man, because I haven't really ever rolled backwoods. And sometimes some people say backwoods take the taste out of the weed. Sometimes the way people roll a backwood, though, it adds to the taste. And you know, we're coming for that endorsement. We want that endorsement. That's right. We want that Bel Air Blue endorsement, you guys. We're coming for it, baby. We'll be drinking Bel Air every day on the show. As soon as we get the endorsement, man, we'll put up the Bel Air Rose posters. That's right. Go right over the Death Row posters. We'll have the Bel Air Rose posters. Every day will be like a Bel Air birthday on this channel. I ain't even lying, y'all. Oh, shit. Get that back there. Excuse me 1 second. Where'd that go? All right, there we go. Did I just mess up my Bel Air Rose advertisement? Oh, come on, man. Schizo. Come on, man. You're on them game blunts. Bro, I haven't smoked a game blunt since like 10th grade. I can't do the game blunts, bro. Russian cream, baby. Russian cream. Yeah, you know, Dutch had me going for a minute. Dutch had me going for a minute, man. Because the Duchess had made an Irish cream. So I thought it was I thought it was the backwood of the Dutch. But that wasn't the case. I bought out mad of those shits. Y'all, let me bring it to the chat. Oh my God. Lee H is on them Garcia Vegas. Another cigar that I haven't smoked since 10th grade. Risk Taker said he being honest though. Gotta respect Schizo though. Hell yeah. Yep, Schizo's keeping it real. He's on the games. Is it a game green or a game blue, Schizo? Raw Blacks for me. Lee H. Raw Blacks. Hell yeah. And yeah, I used to love those Garcia Vegas with the big long green tubes. We would literally go into the store and buy like 12 of those, and we'd roll up like 12 blunts a day. Corey D says, save your life. Try the papers. You can get them organic. You can get them regular. Save your life. Try the papers. Alan says, I'm learning more about these blunts. Yeah, I'm more of a Dutch guy though. You know, like Risk Taker was saying, he's on the Russian cream backwoods. There's games. There's the raw cones. There's the Garcia Vegas. Yep, the Garcia Vegas with the big ass green tubes and shit. But guys, I'm gonna open it up. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, all I got right now, I do hemp leaf and raw papers. Hemp leaf and raw papers. Colossal the Don says, yeah, Mikey T, the song is Ed 50 and M. Oh shit, that's lit, man. That's lit. You see, when 50 was really trying to raise the bar, Colossal. 50 was really trying to raise the bar, every time. That's the point of the game. It's not to, go back to the way that you used to do things. It's not to make music that the general public isn't going to be able to hear, not make music that is not going to be, triggered towards the radio. Like, so I respect that 50 doing records with Adam Levine, Justin Timberlake, Ed Sheeran, all these people, man, Robin Thicke. But I'm going to open it up to the chat now. Let's go. Open questions. If anybody missed any of the topics, we spoke on the NBA Youngboy lookalike. We spoke on Nas Blicky. Please get well, Nas Blicky. He's in the ICU apparently right now. I hope he pulls through. We spoke on 22Gs, and we also spoke on 50 Cent announcing what could be his last album. Now, we technically have not gotten a 50 Cent album since, excuse me, Animal Ambition was not 2012. It was 2014. Hold on. Is that joint with Young Buck, James Brown? It's like an ambulance. Always takes so long when you hit. Open questions, anybody? Ask me whatever you want right now. The floor is yours right now, guys. I will take whatever open questions y'all want to end the show. Been a dope podcast tonight, man. We always got to come on here and talk to the people. Always got to address the topics in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on right now, and I'm always going to be here to address that shit with y'all. So I'll take some open questions before we get up out of here tonight. They need to make Joseph. What's popping with you, Joseph Miller? Tapping in, man. He said they need to make G Unit and D12 action figures like G.I. Joe. Huh. That's interesting, man. I think they should have jumped on that. I think maybe they should have jumped on that when they had done the G Unit video game. They had the G Unit Bulletproof video game. And then what was the second one called? Was it War in the Sand or something like that? I think at that point it would have been cool if they had made the action figures, and then they could have done an Eminem set with D12 as well. Yeah, good thought, man. Rihanna and her boyfriend. Yes, ASAP Rocky. Congratulations to Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Hell yeah. Major salute to them. And it looks like they're going to be welcoming a child in the next 6 months or so. Amazing. Amazing to see that. They looked really great together. Joseph said yes. Yeah, man, I think that would have been a cool idea. I'm shocked that they didn't make the G Unit action figures to go along with the Bulletproof video game, because that video game was really different than what I expected, Joe. I was I was really expecting it to be more oriented, more like the Scarface video game, more like a mesh of the Grand Theft Auto video game. But no, it was nothing like that. It was more like a fighter game, more so than about actually. I thought it would have been cool if it was about accumulating money and building businesses. But yeah, if anybody Carletta says show sweet 5 for 1. Not sure what you meant about that. AC Suspense says appreciate the show, man. AC, I appreciate you for tapping in, bro. I wanted to talk about this when I heard the news the other day about 50 Cent potentially releasing his last album. Because a lot of us know, man, 50 seems to be more focused on film right now. No secret that 50 Cent has been having a whole lot of success when it's come to film. But with the new shows popping off with the intro songs, I think it's pretty evident that people still love a little bit of 50 Cent music. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let me see. Been hearing more of Snoop basically dissing Pac in interviews low key. Why when he did some of the New York? No, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. To be honest with you, if you're talking about recent, still a classic. What up, man? What up, man? Joseph said 50 definitely needs to get some video game creators back on it. Love to see a RPG style or Scarface style game about 50. Listen, y'all, I don't know if you guys are following me on the gram, but if you're not, I want you to follow me on Instagram right now. Everybody that follows me, I will follow back immediately. I want y'all to follow me right now, guys. Major salute to everybody that follows me. So right now, everybody go on to Instagram and follow me. I'm going to follow y'all back immediately. But I also wanted to post the link to SV Twizz's interview with Omar Gooding, y'all. Omar Gooding has a whole interview with SV Twiz. That's Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother. So I'm going to post that up and I'm going to pin it so y'all can check it out. Y'all can show Twiz some love and go check out his new interview with Omar Gooding. Very dope. Twiz is really great at doing interviews, man. Y'all need to tap in with SV Twiz and subscribe to his channel while you're over there. Power, the video game. Wow. Good thought, Colossal the Don. Good thought, man. Maybe he was just saving it for the next one. Maybe they sent him a bunch of bread already for the other game. So he's like, shit, I'll just keep my real idea for later. I don't know. Arnaldo says 50 Cent should call his last album Big Chips or Dollar Cents. I'm not sure about that one, brother. Schizo said Conway the Machine's new album is coming. I think it's going to be lit. Yeah, the new Conway album is definitely going to be dope. Benny the Butcher's new album, Tana Talk 4, major feature from J. Cole. Conway just released the track list for his album. I'm looking forward to that one. Wallow was actually on Conway's new album. How crazy is that? Can't wait to hear Wallow on there, as well as just what Conway has to offer when it comes to a full-length release. Schizo, is that Shady Records? Is that Shady and Interscope, or has he moved on from there? AC said, I think if 50 takes it back to Get Rich or Die Trying days, the album will do good. So that'll mean 50 Cent, linking back up with some producers that we know him for linking up with. We want to see him link back up with Dr. Dre. We want to see 50 Cent link back up with Eminem and bring Lloyd Banks back to the table. You know what I'm saying? Some people are even saying, take it a step further, bring the Game in. But everybody, this is your chance to ask whatever questions you want. So before we end the show, I'm taking open questions. If anybody has any last questions, y'all can send them in. I think that is another horrible title, Arnando. Dollar Century. I don't think that's going to work. Excuse me. Shout out to the guys, Bon Simmons, SV Twiz, Rosewood. Everybody go check out SV Twiz's interview with actor Omar Gooding, the brother of Cuba Gooding Jr. I think we all know Cuba Gooding Jr. and pretty much love him. We all know Omar Gooding as well. But we don't have interviews with Cuba Gooding Jr., but we got an interview with Omar Gooding right here that y'all need to check out from SV Twiz. Carletta says, great conversation tonight, Mikey T. Yeah, we got to get on here and talk about the real in hip hop. We're going to do a lot more shit like this. We're going to do a lot more shit like this. Alan says, talked about how he was cool with Bad Boy. Pac got, okay. Josh Phelps, hey fam, what's good? Josh, appreciate you tapping in, man. Had a great episode tonight. Major salute. Joseph said, got richer, not even trying. That title sounds better. LOL. What's one of the rarest albums? What is one of the rarest albums you got or heard? Oh, wow. That's an interesting question. The rarest albums that you got or heard. Damn. What was dude's? All right. So Zoe Dollars. Zoe Dollars. What was his? Yep. Zoe Dollars kind of blew up in the last few years. And he signed with Future. He had an album when I was down in Miami, and it was called New 90s. And that was one of the best albums that I ever heard, or mixtape promos for an artist. So yeah, that's a rare project from Zoe Dollars that you guys can go check out. It's called New 90s, Zoe Dollars. He was actually signed with Future for a little bit. Great question. It's all good, James. It's all good as long as you're there now, man. Drop a comment on that interview and let me know what you thought about it on the next stream. Ooh, Alan says the Dysfunctional Family soundtrack was cool. Came from Death Row. Alan, what was cool about that soundtrack? I'm asking you. A lot of people said that was pretty much the last straw for Death Row when it came to releasing soundtracks for films. Yep. I want everybody to hit the link in the bio. Everybody hit the link that's pinned right now. When we end this stream, I want you guys to go check out SV Twiz's interview with Omar Gooding. Twiz has some great work, y'all. So just give it some love. Straight to the bank. 50 Cent is the sound I want for his last album. Yeah, man. Just no hook like that. Please don't do a hook like that. That ha 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 ha. Please don't do that. Just do like I like the flow on there, but just don't do the hook like that. Have more respect for your hook. 50 was the hook king. So to hear him laughing or Yayo laughing on the hook like that, it was like, no, please. Call his last album Straight to the Bank. Um, but but honestly, he already had the song called Straight to the Bank, so I don't think that would really make sense. But I appreciate everybody tapping into the live stream tonight, the podcast tonight. You know, I'm your host, Mikey T, the movie star. I'll be here reporting whenever there's news out or whenever we got to talk about a hot topic. Like tonight, we discussed 50 Cent's albums in depth. You know what I'm saying? We pretty much went over them all, but I'll be back to join y'all on another episode very soon. Major salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. If everybody could go into the chat below and just drop a comment on this video, that would be dope. I appreciate y'all.